Hey there, I'm Alex, the Geek of all trades. Recently, I was invited to a, so far, once in a lifetime opportunity to meet a fairly new OEM to the crypto mining hardware manufacturing industry. These guys, Lokotech. So these guys have made some pretty extreme claims to efficiency gains using new proprietary technology in chips that they're designing from scratch. Myself, along with a handful of other YouTubers from the community, were all invited out to Washington, D.C. to sit down with the founders of the project to discuss what they've had going on. I thought it would be easiest and probably most beneficial to just sit here and talk about it and look at the video together that I took while at this event. I didn't get a whole lot of footage because I was there trying to learn, observe, take in everything that was going on. These folks right here, I got to meet with Ben, Christian, and Arv. All three of these guys were there. They're full stack developer, two of the three co-founders, and we got to get on a Zoom call or an audio only VoIP call with their lead ASIC developer. Kind of talk shop a little bit there. About the end of last year, when this video from the Litecoin Summit came out and kind of made its rounds on YouTube, I reached out to Ben directly and said, hey man, I like what you're doing. Can we have a conversation? And we did, off camera. Ever since then, I've tried to keep in touch with him about what they're going on, where they're at in the progress of everything. Met him again at Mining Disrupt this year. You can see the interview that I did somewhere up here. I'll put that. So then I got invited to Washington, D.C. to sit down and talk about their progress on where they're at. And in fact, he had a handful of these boards already up and assembled. Actually had one of them for each of us to plug in ourselves, to test out, run a miner on, point to a pool, and kind of confirm a proof of concept. You know what? Let's go to the video and talk about that a little bit. The venue they had this in was really cool, by the way. It was like a rooftop, not a bar, but almost like just a hangout spot, like an apartment. Guys, check this out. We're here at this Lokotech event, and we're talking about the new Hashblade. Well, really, the design behind it and the chips that are going to be in it, and it's going to be freaking cool. We're going to be playing with these USB miners. It's really just a proof of concept, but yeah, so check this out. Take a look at what's inside here. We got these pretty cool, like custom-made 3D printed cases that Ben made for us. That's awesome. But on the inside, this is actually the board. So this is one of their tiles. Each of their boards is going to have a lot of these tiles on them. I think 250 tiles per chip. So let me clarify here. That chip that I'm pointing to in this video is a blown up version of a tile that's going to be on the actual ASIC chip. The ASIC chip will have 256 of these tiles, one 0 tile and 255 1 tiles. I might have that mixed up a little bit. And then 128 chips per board. So again, this is literally just a proof of concept. And we're going to plug these in. We're going to show that they're actually hashing and they're up and moving. And see, this is the FPGA chip. So yeah, so the big chip that's on this board is actually their programmable chip. So they use that to go in and program all the rest of the things that go on this chip for all the logic and stuff. That they can essentially program all the things on here through an FPGA. We've got our USB communication chip because it's going to be USB compatible. And then I don't know what this chip is, but this is another chip. And dude, I'm excited. I can't wait to get this thing hashing and actually show it working. So let's go do that now. You can see the green stickers that are on the chip themselves, basically indicating which of the chips needed to be destroyed when we were done doing our testing. Probably was also used to cover up some identifying marks on the top side of that chip, which makes sense. They want to, keep the secret sauce as secret for as long as they can. Now we can see here that this is when the board itself is plugged in over USB-C on NiceHash. Look at that. 475 hashes, but that's 1/255th of the power of one chip on the board. Again, proof of concept, and I'm sure things will change before the final product gets out. They do have their own miner that they're using for this as well, or that they had available for us to use as well. The mining software, that is. It's a Lokotech branded, Lokotech designed miner. Not specifically for this test, because we were running the bat script and pushing it out to NiceHash. It showed up. Pushing it out to Poolin, I think. I don't remember if he said it showed up on Poolin, but it did show up on Litecoin Pool. I've used that many times in the past. Yeah, again, this was the board before we drilled the holes. The one in this video was number 18 that I was holding. The one that I drilled the holes on. You can kind of see, I think, maybe. It's number 5. So they had a handful of these there for sure. And we got to keep it kind of as a keepsake or a ornament. I guess I could put it on the tree. If any of you guys out there are watching that were there at the event with me, don't plug this in. This gets really freaking hot now. Not that I would know or anything. So this here is Chump Change had this plugged in and was showing the latency to the pool. Like, it shows up in an instant, seeing how long it takes to be recognized at the pool after we started mining with the board. So check this out. We can see the very top one there, which is really the only one on the board. But right here, the worker name is black, and once the pool recognizes it, it turns green. It was literally about 15 seconds. And then my fat belly drilling out. Before I start on this, I just want to say that, but yeah, I was going through. I had to drill out the chips in order to let it leave the building. And then they plugged them up to their machine and tested it before we actually left for dinner, just to be sure that their intellectual property remained intact. And that's understandable. I'm super grateful that I got this opportunity, that I was able to meet the rest of the team. You know, I'll say this. Like I said, I've been talking to Ben for about a year, and his story's never changed. It's been the same since day one. Their goal, the description on the product, not specifically their timelines, but like, we want to do it in order for this and that and this, right? I really commend them that they didn't just like open pre-orders or pre-sales before they had a working prototype and before validation from a third party that this is legitimate. Couple things here. In conversations, Ben said, but there is a maximum order quantity. So they're going to limit, and I don't remember what the limit was, but they're going to limit how many they can sell to large farms, large customers, B2B, even B2C. If somebody out there individually wants to buy, 1,000 of these or something, I don't think they're going to let them, on purpose. You don't want to wreck the network on day one. You don't want to wreck the network at all. With great power comes great responsibility, all that jazz. Yeah, it would wreck any network if used irresponsibly. Just take them out there, turn them all on at once. You'll make a bunch of money for like a week or a month, for a very short amount of time. The difficulty's going to catch up, hash rate's going to explode. Nobody is profitable from then. Part of the reason Ethereum was so popular is because the little guy was able to participate and actually make it worthwhile for them. They did say that this is absolutely possible to be used in other algorithms and for other cryptos down the line. I think they're going to focus and make this their bread and butter. So something that was unique that was mentioned in this, the underlying technology of the chips that they're going to be using can be used for the edge level of AI computing. Probably not going to be able to just take your Hashblade and put it on something like Vast AI, because it needs RAM. AI needs RAM to do its thing, do its processing. Putting the necessary RAM on that board would make it a lot more expensive than it needs to be for mining, because for mining, you don't need that much RAM. I see this, and again, I could be very wrong here. I'm kind of speculating and speaking out of my ass here. I could see their chips being put in edge compute devices like camera systems. You know, they gave a perfect example of facial recognition in an airport. You need to be able to find this guy very quickly, find out where he went. You know, some shit's going down. You got to find this guy that went through an airport. Traditionally, it would either be scrubbing through videos, would take a very long time. Current AI, export, crunch the numbers, and then import to get your output. Something like this can be done on the fly. That's just me speculating, and where I see true advancements in AI coming from an efficiency level like this. The way that they talked about how the Hashblade, the boards are going to be dispersing heat, and how each of the chips has essentially a built-in heat pipe that uses the PCB as its like heat transfer. That's very interesting to me. I mean, it's already going to be low wattage. The power that it's getting is not going to be wasted. I'm wondering how that's going to affect the rest of the components on the board that may be susceptible to heat like that. It seems like this is a lot of trouble to go through to scam anybody, to just pull the rug, to say we're coming out with this thing and then disappear. This is a fully transparent group of individuals. I've met 3 of the 4 people on their website. I mean, they've all got LinkedIn accounts. I mean, I'm not friends with this guy, but I just requested it just now. Having conversations with these guys, I feel like they were all being very transparent and forthcoming at this event. So in conclusion, how do I feel about this? I feel like they're on the right track. I feel like inviting us out and showing off as far as they've got is really cool. It's a great step in the right direction. Like I said, you know, Ben's story hasn't changed from the start. This is what they're shooting for. This is what they're trying to accomplish. And so far, it looks like it's legit. We'll know more in the next 6 to 8 months, I guess. I said probably sometime in Q2 of 2024, first batch of the actual Hashblade will be released. And I hope that I get one. It would be fantastic to be able to solo mine Dogecoin in my daily driver without taking up a bunch of extra resources. In my opinion, if this is going to be as efficient on AI as they say it's efficient in mining, that's going to be their moneymaker. That's where they're going to make a lot more in an AI platform than they will mining crypto. That's just my opinion. There's a lot more use cases and possibilities with this on that end of the technology spectrum. If you made it this far in the video and you learned something today, hit that thumbs up button. It really helps the channel and I appreciate it. This is the kind of content that you like. And to hear more about the Lokotech board and designs and technology and stuff, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. And of course, thanks for watching.